Okay, so I've just finished my first week of working with the bank as a mortgage lender. And let me tell you this, it went nothing like I had expected. I think my expectation of what was going to happen and the reality of what I had to do were two completely opposite things. Where you're like, oh, I'm hired, bam, I'm already doing the job, and I'm on to the next step. It went actually nothing like that whatsoever. I've actually been working on this since June, I think June of last year. And I had to do this right outside of the college semester. So that's kind of one of the continuing things that I always have to do. If I'm not in a standing college semester, I'm usually working on another real estate license or having to do continuing education. But this last year, I actually completed a little bit more than I had expected to. So I had to work on the lending license, and that took, almost a year from the day that I started to where I'm at today. Also in that time, I was very fortunate enough to have a little bit of free time at the end of the year to go in and take some more coursework to be able to get my team license. So all that being said, kind of reeling everything back in here, starting with the mortgage company, it was a lot to read. I think by the time I had gotten my computer in and started getting everything set up, I already had 60 emails in my inbox, and this is right after I've signed all of the disclosure, standard operating procedures, everything that goes along with joining a new job. I think I spent a good couple hours reading through all of that documentation and dialogue. In fact, I'm sure I still have some more stuff that I have to read and sign off on. And so thankfully that's completed. It's a lot of back-end stuff that I really didn't expect. I thought I was going to be able to just kind of turn over some of my credentials and then, bam, somebody's a computer wizard, and then everything's there. Now, thankfully, I have an awesome assistant. Her name is Leslie. She's been able to take pretty much every single call that I've had. I'm not the type of person that likes to call and bug people for help. However, some of this stuff is a little bit above, what I'm familiar with. It's the simple things that you would think would not give you any issue that in turn have given me issue. Something as simple as resetting a password to something. Thankfully Leslie has been there to kind of be that second set of eyes looking over my shoulder, and she's like, oh, hey Josh, your email's spelled wrong, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it is wrong. I guess I do have an H in my name,